Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
Ho, 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 ho. How you doing, folks? We got the holiday show here at Getting Home Sourced with G. Yes, that was Santa G that was coming in, sprinkling good cheer. We have a lot of exciting things to wrap up for the end of the year, folks. I mean, look, it's the holidays time. Everybody just kind of like takes a step back. They get relaxed. They're having fun. They're enjoying themselves. And that's really the most important thing right now. As we talked about in my show last week about how there's so much stuff that's being thrown at us all at one time. It's like memory overload. But again, as far as the real estate market goes, this show is really kind of about taking a step back and just kind of giving an overview of kind of like what's taking place over here going into 2026, because with holiday time, things slow down. Not that many people are working, especially in the residential field. I don't know how it goes on the East Coast, but especially out here on the West Coast, and especially out in the Southwest and Las Vegas and what have you, it kind of slows down here unless you're a cash buyer and you have 1031 exchange, which means that you kind of have money you made capital gain sale on a sale of a property, or you made a sale on a stock, let's say, and you wanted to transfer that over into real estate so you didn't have to pay capital gains taxes, then you would buy a property. So those people that are looking to do end of the year exchanges and they want to buy something right away to preserve their tax hit, they're the ones that are going to go and buy. But of course, as I always like to say, folks, we got to start out. I mean, come on. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are. Ho, 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 ho. That's right, because we have a hopefully great New Year's coming up. I'm excited about it. Santa G's excited about it. So at the end of the day, we got to focus on what? Positivity, mindset, just making things happen, getting things going. But of course, as always, I want to say thank you to my first timers and my repeat offenders, my newbies. Thank you so much if you're tuning in. Please tell your friends. It's kind of like multi-level marketing, right? You want to tell the more people, build that web, build that community, build the family. And I think that's the word that we want to use going into 2026 is community. I feel as though with the show that we have a great community show. We're all talking to each other. I have people that I've met already from the show here that have bought property from me, that have sold property from me. So thank you so much for that, because that's what it's really all about. And also it's sending a message out there for people that are wanting to know what's going on. Hey, what's going on in Mexico? What's going on in Cabo? What's going on in the US? What's going on in Europe? What's going on in Asia? So, these are the things that are important. That's why it's a worldwide show. That's why I love bringing it out to you and enjoy doing that for you, because I think it's important to understand the topics, the guidelines, not just the stuff that we see on social media and our news, because we know most of the news channels are already propaganda probably, and we're not really getting the real deal stuff. It's opinionated news, and it's what sells for ratings, right? But for the focus of this show, again, this is how we talk to each other. It's about having that one-on-one And again, reaching out to everybody to say, I'm here for you. And thank you so much for being there for me, for tuning in, for listening through the whole year. I just feel very blessed and honored to share what I have to say to everybody. And I'm just glad that I'm making a difference, and at least for anybody that's listening to the show, no matter where you are. And for those that have not checked out my website, again, folks, I just sent out my newsletter. I want you guys to participate. Check it out. See what's going on. Go to VegasHomeSource.com, tune in, click on, get to subscribe to the newsletter. You don't want to miss out on what I have to say because it covers everything. And also you have the MLS availability for real estate. Again, MLS being that you could search for properties here and in Cabo. So in Las Vegas, Nevada, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, you go on there. This is the whole thing of what's going on in both cities. It's not just my listings. It's everything that's available. You're doing the search. You're doing the homework. That's what I give back in return. That's what the whole show's about. It's about inspiring people. You don't have to listen to anybody. You don't have to ask questions. You only ask me the questions, but you're doing the work now. So this way you could see what you're looking for, what's available out there. And if you need help, by all means, reach out to me. Tell me how you want me to work you the MLS system for you, whichever city that you're in, and we get it going for you. So if you want to do a property search, it's there. If you want to see what's sold, it's there. If you want to see what's happening in a rental, it's there. So no matter what, we have you covered here at Getting Home Sourced, and that's what it's all about. We're giving the source of the source. We're giving that information out to everybody, and that's the most important. And of course, I have my virtual assistant, Miss G, so you can also reach her out, 888-528-2810. And of course, if you want to speak with me domestically, 702 instead of the 888, same number. And again, reach out, email, call, text, whatever you want to do. That's why I have my toll-free G line. So it's 24/7, folks. You're not going to miss out on any opportunities no matter where you are. You got questions, I got the answers for you. And that's what it's all about, because that's what my job is to get you the most accurate and up-to-date information as possible. But for the premise of the show, again, I just want to focus on two areas, real estate and life. Why? Because they both merge together. When you think about real estate, what is it? It's emotion, it's feeling, it's family, it's a significant life change. I mean, it's kind of like marriage or a birth or a death of a person. It's something that stands out because a lot of people basically buy maybe 3 homes in their life, but each time it's a certain part of their life that becomes special. And there might be some people that have just been living in one house forever and they've never sold or bought, which is awesome. They might have inherited a property and they're like, hey, I'm moving in, and that's it. And you're sitting put. God bless, that's great. But then there's also people that buy property and they just sit there for 30 years, 40 years, and it's fantastic. But again, around the world, you're seeing people migrating, and that's where life comes into play. It's about life choices. And again, it's all the choices that we make equal the sum of where we are now, right? So at the end of the day, it's what have we done in our life to get to the point where we are now, and whether we want to be investors, we want to be homeowners, we want to move to a different city or a different country and explore. That's what it's all about right now. I think people are now kind of like bridging that gap of being boxed in, and just in the old days, as you're growing up and you're being told what to do, you go out and do it, and that's the lifestyle. But now people are out there. Obviously, social media is buzzing all the time between Facebook, between Instagram, between TikTok, and also WeChat and WhatsApp, and you have Telegram and Signal and Line and all these other outlets that are going on. People are communicating in different ways because we all want the information, but sometimes we get caught up with that, superhighway, right? It's the World Wide Web, www superhighway. And we have to be careful, as I talked about before, with people giving bad information or either bad advice, because people are just listening to that one person, where I always say, hey, when you get the facts, you also have to fact check it, right? And I always like to tell people, The facts that I'm giving you, I'm fact checking. And in addition to it, the experience and knowledge of what I have and what I've done in my life and my real estate career over the course of 27 years, I'm sharing that with you because I don't want you to lose out on anything. That's why I give back rather than people always asking, you have to give. It's how can I be of service? This is what I talked about before. That's why I have a service platform for you. I give the information. I want you to have the information. I want you to be successful in searching for properties or wanting to buy a property because you have to feel good about it, right? And that's what it's all about. If you're not feeling good in what you're doing, what happens? Bad mindset sets in, and then you're going spiraling downhill, and we don't want that. So, but on that note, let's take a quick commercial break. Ho, 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 ho. And we'll be right back.
Let us take a moment and thank you for being part of our year here at Vegas Home Source. On behalf of everyone, we would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years. We appreciate you listening to us each week, and the massive success of this podcast could not have been achieved without you, our listeners. Again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Hey, what do you say? What do you say? I love Santa G being here live with me on set. This is great. Santa G, having a good time? Yes, I am. Okay, well, see, there you go. He's having a great time. So, but like I said, folks, again, sticking around for the back half. Thank you so much. And it just warms my heart that everybody's tuning in. You're getting excited about real estate. And I want people to really get excited about real estate because real estate is a wealth building industry. Because why are people in real estate? Why are people like me a realtor for so long? Yes, you want to actually help people, but then we talked about the second half where we talked about real estate and life. They both merge together because it's finance, it's feelings, it's every day, it's communicating with people. Most importantly, it's you're building your community, you're building your family, you're building your structure and everything out there. What other business can you do except going into an office and you do your 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, or you're in service industry and you're just regimented to a certain task and that's it, right? But with real estate, it's just so much more. It's just about meeting people, understanding projects, understanding math. You have to be very good at math to really understand finance, right? Because real estate's finance. Finance is life. We all have to make money to survive. We all want to make money to get ahead and be successful, not just to survive. I mean, obviously, this has been a little bit of a rough year for a lot of people. So we're going in that survival mode. Hey, let's just get by, hang on, do what you got to do. But see, that's the thing. It's like real estate. When times are bad, and I'm not going to say it was a bad year this year, but it was not a big year that I thought it would have been with all the changes that have taken place around the world. But again, that kind of pulled everything back, and rightfully so. You want to make sure that everything gets cleaned and tuned out and then ready to go, flush out the toxicity that exists. And then now into 2026, we're looking forward to bigger and brighter projects and things that are going on. But like I mentioned before, being in New York City with 3 potential hotel, casino, gaming locations in New York City, which would be a first time ever, that's huge, right? Because it's all about what? Bolstering the economy, generating jobs and creating jobs. And hopefully they're going to be great paying jobs. So this way people have an opportunity to succeed in life and not just get swept under the rug, where again, education is important. And of course, schooling and learning is so big. Like I take so many classes because I have to. It's a job to be on top of what's going on. And let's be honest, folks, we're all not going to always be on top of it as we think we are. Because just when we think you hit that note where you got everything handled, boom, here comes something else that you have to experience. And again, for being 27 years in a business, I will say there probably are some things that hasn't hit my desk yet that I haven't had happen to me before in a transaction, working with the client that's on a buyer side or an investor or a seller or a renter or what have you, both for residential and commercial, but they're out there and you have to be prepared for it. And it's all about how you act and react. It's like cause and effect. That's what real estate is, and that's what life is. It's always about action and reaction. Somebody says something, and then right off the bat, you have an emotional response. Well, sometimes, again, as a realtor, you have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I represent my client. I'm not acting like I'm buying the property, and I'm not acting like I'm selling the property. I have to be very, very logical, practical, but most importantly, non emotional. Because again, you find times where you're transacting with another agent, and what happens, it becomes like, this is my house that I'm buying, this is my house that I'm selling. And you have to get out of that minutia and basically just understand you're representing a client. You give the facts. Let's not get involved and blow a deal over what? Emotion. This is what happens, again, when I talk about life and real estate intertwining. It's always about emotion. It's always about passion, ego, whatever you want to call it. And this is why we try to take a step back, or at least I do. I mean, I'm a passionate person, so I'm going to fight for my client no matter what. But the one thing I won't do is put myself in front of the client and acting like, this is my property, let me handle it. No. I'm going to handle the transaction because I want there to be smooth and seamless, which there have been many, many times. Yeah, you're always going to have a transaction that goes offline. You're going to have two agents that don't get along. Maybe the buyer and seller in the beginning don't get along, but in the end they do. So there's a lot of strange things that happen, but real estate is conducted worldwide on different levels, right? That's why a lot of people, whether it be in the US, or in Mexico or in Canada, where you have lead generation programs. We talked about this before, folks. You got to be careful out there when you're putting your information and data into these public sites that I mentioned about before in Europe, especially in the US and Canada, because what happens, your information is getting inputted in and getting turned around and being sold right out through these marketing companies that come in and act like they're acting like they're a real estate service. They're not, folks. And this is why it's important to understand that you have to be careful with your data. You have to be careful with your information, because moving into 2026, AI is stepping in right now, and AI will track everything in your past and everything that you're doing to bring it up to the surface, right? So you don't want any skeletons in the closet by being online, snooping around, checking things out, putting your information out there and whatever, because that's all going to come back, and you don't want it to haunt you, because I've already seen already that it's haunted some people that I know and some other people that I don't know that I've heard of that have been exposed to negativity through AI, because it just sucks up all that information. So please be careful when you're online searching for things. Of course, my site's different because you're actually coming in and I already have it, protected. It's encrypted, it's private, so nothing's going to happen, right? But I'm just talking about like the Zillows out there. I'm talking about Realtor.com. I'm talking about Open Door, OfferPad, all these different type of platforms that are out there that you just get spammed on, and then they want you to sign up and what have you and put your info. Please, folks, stay away from that. Go to trusted site sources. Of course, like mine, I have a trusted site source. It's encrypted. It's there for you. So this way you have it. I don't see what you're searching for because that's not what it's set up about. But what I do see is the traffic that comes in, which makes me happy, because obviously of having a website platform and to talk about life experiences, people take the time to go on there. You're searching around and you're doing your homework, which is great. The one thing that will never get compromised is your information, especially on my site, because that's something that I take very, very much pride and respect in, not only for the people that I'm talking with and the people that go on my site, but also for myself, because I have standards and I have expectations that I have to meet. So that's why it's important, and that's why I share that information. And look, I would rather that if you're going to go on my site and look at information and then you're working with somebody else, great. That's okay. I'm not trying to get out there and saying you have to work with me or else, or you have to work with Cabo G and you have to work with Vegas G and you have to work at Vegas Home Source. Not at all. But I will say that at least you have a tool to where you can be comfortable with. Nobody's hounding you. You're not going to be getting text messages or emails and what have you in the back end like other companies, because again, once you tap in to that platform that you're searching on, you will get hit with emails and text messages, and That's just the way the real estate industry works, folks. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell it like it is. Now, I know in some countries in Europe and what have you, Middle East, what have you, Euroblock, that you don't have an MLS system. So you have to go onto a platform that ties in with certain countries and what have you. And so that's important to understand. The same thing applies there. So that's why with all my international friends, that when you're looking into my site for both either Las Vegas here in the United States or in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, you know that it's privatized and it's at the luxury and the conveniency and really confidential situation for you because that's what you're doing by yourself. The only thing I would love, of course, is that when you find the property or you're interested in something, obviously you're going to reach out to me and then you're going to start that process of, okay, how can I get more information about this property? That's what I would love to have you ask me and say, we're interested in, a condo or we're interested in a home and this is our price point. This is where we want to be. We've seen some stuff. Is there anything else that is out there that we haven't seen? Well, yes, because new home builds are not going to be shown on my web platform. New projects that are getting built outside of just a new home community or condos, what have you. Anything that's new, that's pre-construction, you're not going to see that. That's a special thing that I have to get for you. But you're seeing active listings that are resales that have people been living in, or they haven't lived in it. They just bought it and they turn around and they're trying to flip it, put it back on the market to make a profit, right? So that's what it's all about. And so that's why I'm grateful for everybody tuning in to understand that just take the time to just kind of be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what you're looking at in real estate, be aware of how you're going about doing things, because again, AI is creeping up. A lot of people are resistant towards it, but unfortunately, I have to be open towards it because that's the way society works. That's the way business is going. Tech is taking us there. So you have to be open and you have to adapt to change, but just be very careful in how you do it. So on that note, I want to say God bless, happy holidays, fantastic, and stay tuned for next week's show because I have a doozy for you. We're going to recap and highlight everything that took place in 2025. So for those who highlight the certain points of the show throughout the year, I think you're going to love it. It's really, really fun. I can't wait to bring that to you. So on that note, take care. God bless. Talk soon.
Let us take a moment and thank you for being part of our year here at Vegas Home Source. On behalf of everyone, we would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years. We appreciate you listening to us each week, and the massive success of this podcast could not have been achieved without you, our listeners. Again, Merry Christmas.
You have just listened to Getting Home Sourced with your radio host, Gianno Buonaguro. This podcast is a registered trademark and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of VegasHomeSource.com. For additional information about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call or text Gianno toll-free at 888-528-2810 or visit his website at VegasHomeSource.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Christmas and happy holidays.